I'm automating. So, let's talk about automation today. Yes, of course. What a fun topic. Well, a couple of days ago, I was in a conversation with a few conservatives, believe it or not. And I'll tell you this, I don't fund talking to conservatives about political discussions because, well, I don't like getting into debates, and especially in a live atmosphere. Well, I don't mind getting into debates on the internet, but getting into debates in a public area, I do mind. The issue with automation, however, is pretty simple and straightforward. When computers get to automating areas and these companies start automating, we end corporate ownership, and then, of course, the proletariat takes over. But that's something that conservatives can't conceive. No. Conservatives think like this, plain and simple. They think very much that the companies that automate, well, you just don't participate in those companies. You just take your dollar to another company and start, going whatever direction and spending your money at a different company. Because they're, deleting jobs. Let's just say it that way. Deleting jobs. Basically, vote with your dollar, which we all know voting with your dollar does not work. And they're doing this with companies that are $600 billion. You see, here's the problem, and this is what I deliberately can't get into discussion with ignorant conservatives and etc. in the place that I was in. Or else it would have gotten into a debate that would have had my ass drug around the fucking room. And that's this, the labor theory of value. You see, all companies care about is extraction. They only care about extracting labor from the workers and value from the customers. Now, how the labor is extracted and how the value is extracted, they don't care about that. It just as long as they're getting extraction of value, they don't care how it's extracted. They just care about getting that value extracted to them. That's all they care about. So if companies are automated and you decide to go someplace else, the problem with that is that you have to understand that capitalism in this whole system is based on, the whole system is, you're dependent on this system. People are dependent on the system. So not participating in it means not participating in society. You're basically living out in the woods. That's the funny part, because conservatives are basically living out in the woods when they say, I don't want to participate in this company because this company is automating and canceling jobs or taking away jobs. That's the problem. That's why the socialists are correct. It's best to actually end capitalism and to end corporate ownership, to make it to where the proletariat The people own the corporations directly, in a way, more so than this other business. Because when we get into automation, we're getting into some scary shit. We're getting into some deeply scary shit. Obviously, some people are teetering on the idea of state ownership, which is terrible in its own way. But the reality is, we should have the population of the United States owning each individual corporation. Each individual American owning each individual corporation. That's what we should have. And we will get that if we get into class consciousness. But we won't get that with ignorant conservative pieces of shit who don't understand things like the labor theory of value, etc., etc., etc. Which is crazy. Because it's really, 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 really deeply hard to really get forth and to explain this sort of stuff to people who don't want to listen. And to people who just want to get up and fucking argue something, especially something they don't understand, they don't know, and something that's been discussed about for decades and ages and they know nothing about. The idea is that you should know this. Corporations, as we know, they don't see human beings as human beings. They don't see us as human beings. They see us as a means to extract money from and labor from. They see us as a number. That's it. As a number. You can go talk to basically some Walmart employees and they feel the same way. That, I mean, I'm not saying it wrong. Many Walmart employees don't understand this idea themselves because they're in that situation. But some of them will say this thing about Walmart Corp, that Walmart Corporation treats them like a number because it's true. It's true. Every corporation does this. And then to say that, well, the mom and pop corporation, the mom and pop business won't do it. Yeah, you take your money, you go there, you spend enough money there. Eventually, over time, the mom and pop corporation, excuse me for saying that, the mom and pop corporation becomes the Walmart, and they start doing the same thing. They start treating everybody as a number. In fact, if you look at it right now, mom and pop corporations, mom and pop businesses already treat most of their customers as numbers. They do. Most of them treat them as numbers. Just, I mean, if somebody walks in the door, it's just another person. You know, I could say it as this. Hey, this person walks in the door, wants to buy something. You know what? If they don't buy it, hey, the next person walks in the door and buys it. I got 15 other customers that could buy it. I don't have to sell it to this guy. I could sell it to 15 other guys. That's how they think. This is the ordeal with some of these issues, some of these companies. And this is why capitalism sucks. And why we need to discuss things like labor theory of value, etc. And why it would be better if class consciousness was something that was achieved by everybody, even those people who were ignorant. but it's not. And it's hard to go in front of the ignorant people and see them discussing things like this and then saying that, oh, well, if they automate, I'll just go someplace else. No. Because every place is going to automate. And then the places you go next, even though you won't know about it, guess what? They'll have some other shit that's automated too. And eventually, there'll be a whole bunch of stuff that's automated there too. And you'll run into a situation where you'll be like, oh, well, maybe I'll have to go someplace else. And then you'll go there, you'll leave that place and you'll go to another place. You'll find out that, oh, everything in that place is automated. And then you'll say, well, oh, I'll go to the next place. And you'll find the same fucking thing in every single place you go to. Everything is automated. Everything is automated. Everything is automated. And you say, well, I'll go online. But then when you go online and you look at each and every store online, all the warehouses are automated. So what are you going to do? Live out in the woods. Live out in the woods. That's all I can say, man. But this is why we need things like class consciousness to be achieved. Because this is just terrible, man. This is just terrible that this is going on. I'm sad to see this happening. I'm very sad to see this happening. And it's terrible. All right. All my links are in the description. Peace out.